Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how I make notebooks/journals. This is something that I have a lot of requests on my Instagram that I receive from people who watch my videos. So I decided to make this video to show you step by step of how I make wire-bound notebooks/journals. So I'm going to start by showing you what you're going to need for notebooks/journals, wire-bound ones. And the first thing is chipboard sheets like this. I buy these usually as like letter size, and then I cut them in half and I use them for the covers, front and back. The white side you're seeing here is a sheet of sticker paper, which I place over the chipboard because it usually makes more of a neutral background for my cover that is gonna come over here. And then the next thing, you're gonna need laminating sheets or whatever kind of laminate you're familiar with or you use. This one is like a self-adhesive that you place over, and you don't need like heat and you don't need a laminating machine for it. I really like this. I used to use thermal laminating sheets, but this one by Avery is perfect for what I use them for, and they are so much easier to use as well, so I highly recommend. And you're also gonna need, of course, sticker paper. I use the online labels, the regular standard white made sticker paper, and this is the sticker paper that I place over the chipboard to make like the neutral background for my cover. And you're gonna print out your cover with your design on sticker paper, and I'll show you later why. So sticker paper you're gonna need, and you also gonna need leaf paper to make the interior of your notebook, and of course wire to bind your notebook. So I'm gonna be using a 19mm wire, and something that is extra but you don't need to if you don't want, if you're making it for personal use or whatever. I add some extras like 2 sticker sheets for this journals specifically, and also like the back of the cover I place these 2 illustrated sheets, which are also sticker paper. To start, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna laminate our covers. This one is just a model to show you that you're going to place your cover on a flat surface. You're gonna laminate it. The self-adhesive, you just peel it off right here and you place it on whatever surface you want to laminate. I already have front and back ready right here. They are already laminated. And after you laminate the sheet, you're gonna cut around the borders right here. I use my X-Acto guillotine to trim it so it gets perfectly straight, but you can use a pair of scissors too in case you don't have a guillotine. So after laminating and cutting around, the next thing I do, I'm gonna peel off the back of my cover. And this part is a little annoying because you have to kind of scratch it until you are able to peel it off. I'm gonna peel it off the back. Remember that this is a sticker paper, right? We printed it on sticker paper. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna grab one of our chipboards already covered with a layer of sticker paper. Carefully place it onto the back of our cover, which is sticker paper. And I've been doing this for a while, so at this point I'm pretty good at like centering it, but I could still make mistakes. So have to be careful with this part to not place your chipboard onto the back of your cover crooked. Something I forgot to mention is that you will want to print your cover slightly larger than your chipboard sheet, because you'll have to fold it over the border of your chipboard and I usually leave like 1/2 inch on every side of my cover. Right? So the next thing you're gonna do after you place it onto your chipboard, you're gonna smooth it out, like making sure there are no bubbles over on your cover, and then I'm gonna have to trim the corners. Sometimes you'll notice that it's gonna be a little longer than you need, so I'm gonna come back here and trim it a little more. I'm pretty sure there are guides out there that you can use for this part, but I'm just used to making it this way. So I just come here and retrim this part right here, and then fold it over here, and then the other side, and then I'm just gonna reinforce it. And this is what our cover will look like. For the back of the cover, I'm gonna place this illustrated sheet here that says "From the Desk Off," where people can like write down their names. So I'm gonna start by peeling the back of it, which is also, remember, printed on a sticker paper. So I'm gonna start by peeling off the back of it. I only peel like the very beginning of the bottom of it, and then I start like, I kind of center it onto the cover, and once it's centered and I'm happy with the way it looks, I'm going to start sticking that onto my cover in the bottom like this, and then I start peeling it off right here in the back. And I'm gonna smooth it out to make sure that there are no bubbles between my sticker layer and the cover. And this is what we have. So the front cover of our journal or notebook is ready. And now I'm gonna do the back, and I'll come back to show you the rest of the steps. Okay, so now with both our covers, front and back, ready and finished, now we're gonna start punching holes onto both the covers, sticker sheets that will go into our journal, and the pages. And for that, I'm going to be using my Cinch machine, which is a binding machine that comes with both the puncher here, and then on this part here on the back, you can cinch your wire. And we're going to start with the pages because this part can be quite tricky. If you look at this ruler right here, this part actually slides back and forth, so you can punch different sizes of paper, and you can see that it goes from 1 to 7, so it's 7 inches total. And since we're gonna be punching pages that are 8 inches long, we're gonna be punching our paper first and then pulling it all the way down to punch the rest. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. I usually only punch like a couple pages at a time because it's just easier to pull the handle down. But I'm pretty sure that this machine punches like 10 sheets at a time. You see how the holes do not go all the way to the end of the paper? This is the part we'll be punching more holes later on. And I'll run them again through the machine so they can punch the rest. Okay, so now with the punching part for both our pages and our sticker sheets done, we're gonna go to the second part where we're gonna run both of them through the Cinch machine again so we can punch the rest of the holes. So to do this, I'm gonna slide this part all the way out, and I'm gonna place my paper here, making sure that it's placed all the way out, touching this border right here. Once I do that, I have to make sure that the closest hole to this pin right here is positioned right under it because I'll need to press it down and it will have to go right through the hole. For this paper size, which is 8 inches, I already know that the last hole should be right where number 4 is, the peg number 4. So I don't want any holes after number 4. So what I'm gonna do is pull the peg number 5, which will make the machine skip hole number 5, because otherwise I would have a hole right at the border of my page and I don't want that. So with number 5 pulled out, I'm gonna now punch. And as you can see, all holes are completely at the center of my pages. They are not off either to one side or another. This part is extremely important to make sure that your notebook, your journal doesn't look off. Like the hole, like the last hole is closer to one border than the other. So now I'm gonna repeat this step for the rest of the pages and the 2 sticker sheets. And then I'll come back. So now with the punching part done for the pages and the sticker sheets, it's time to punch our covers. So this is another part that can be a little tricky because I make my covers slightly larger than my pages because I want it to look like this with like a slight border here. And the thing is that if I just place the cover in the machine and just start punching the same way I did with the pages and the sticker sheets, like my holes are gonna get punched all the way to the bottom. You see how there is no border at the bottom, and like at the top here there is one. So I don't want that. I want the paper centered on my cover like this. And for that purpose, whenever I start punching the holes here, I cannot have the ruler, this part that I slide right here, all the way to the end of my machine. So I'll have to pull it slightly. My hack to have the holes exactly where they are supposed to be is I center my page right here onto the back of the cover, and then I mark with the mechanic pencil exactly where my holes are supposed to be. Make sure it's the correct side, all right? And I'm just gonna use the pencil to mark exactly where your holes are gonna be. Mark one here and another one at the bottom, and do the same thing for the back cover. This is where the trick comes in, because this machine, it pulls 2 millimeters at a time. And usually when you pull it back to fit something that is larger than, slightly larger than 8 inches, if you pull 2 whole millimeters, my holes are still gonna be a little off. And I know this because I've done this before. But in your case, you would have to try and see what works best for you, the size of paper you're using, whatever. So what I do usually is I bring the handle all the way down and I look, like I literally look exactly where each blade that comes down and punches the paper is, and I look exactly where they are, and I place my paper here until the first hole matches perfectly the position of the first blade. That is how I know exactly where I have to punch. It looks good to me right here. And the thing is that if I were just to like try to guess or do trial and error, I would probably waste a ton of material. Punch it here, and then I'll do the same thing for the back. It's right here, my back goes here, so I know that it has to go facing up. Then I do the second part. Pull all the way out, bring it, align it with the pin, push it down, pull number 5, and punch. Same thing for the back. Here, punch. All right, so with this step done, we have the basic structure of our notebook / journal. And next thing we do is align all the holes like this, and then place our sticker sheets here, the first and the second one. and then the cover, and then we make sure again that the holes are aligned. And then we're gonna take our wire, bring our machine back here. I like using this side here to thread the wire onto the notebook. I place the back cover against the front cover with the inside facing me, because this will help the wire seam remain in the back of the notebook and not front. I pull it out and finish it here. I'm gonna turn our machine around. I usually trim the wire before I cinch, but you can do whichever way works best for you. In my opinion, it makes it easier to cinch. And then I'm gonna place it here. When you try this machine for the first time, you may find that once you cinch your wire, it doesn't look perfectly round. That is perfectly fine. I believe everyone who has used this machine for the first time has had that problem, because it's a learning process until you start to get perfectly round wire. And the secret to have my wire as round as possible is to get the end of both the top and bottom of my wire as straight as possible against my machine. And then once that is perfectly straight and flat against the machine, I'm gonna go down and push the handle down until it stops itself. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for this one, for the last one right here who stayed out of the cinch area. The machine has measurements right here which are for the size of your wire. Like mine is 3/4 or 19 millimeters. So I rotate this peg right here all the way to 3/4. All right. So here's our notebook / journal. And this is what it looks like. 2 sticker pages here. Like I said, you can customize your own journal, your own notebook, whatever way you like. I sell this one in my shop, and I make them more for journaling. So I include sticker sheets here because, you know, some people love using stickers for journaling. And like the pages I use are like dotted. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but they are like dot grid. They're very light, so there you go. This is how you make a notebook / journal using the Cinch machine. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram at Peony&June. I'll leave it linked below here, as well as the link to my shop. If you have any questions, just drop them here in the comments and I'll do my best to respond to you all. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.